The National Beef Quality Audit gives us a snapshot of the current state of the beef industry, the challenges, and the progress made in the effort to improve beef quality. Dr. Clay Mathis shares his thoughts on some of the insights cattle producers should take from the audit.
The latest National Beef Quality Audit did indicate that there are some key opportunities for improvement in the area of cull count management. Can you tell us a little bit about those findings?
Yeah, really there's three I think that are most important. One of them is the severity of bruising was higher than it had been in past years. Another one is we had more cows with full udders, and that when a cow is harvested, the milk that can come out of that udder, and it contaminates the carcass, and so there's losses there. And the other thing is foreign objects, whether it's from remote release darts, whether it's from needles. But the biggest issue is bird shot, and that coming from firearms. And so those are the three things that are I think we should be thinking about the most in this regard.
You know, those findings are kind of interesting because a lot of producers, of course, focus on that that calf crop, because that calf crop is, you know, something that's year after year, but it really starts with that cow. And she's got a long journey to take in this industry. So it's really about setting her up for success at the end of her journey. What are some things producers can do to make sure that that cull cow management is better than it has been?
Yeah, you know, you talk about calf crop, and certainly that's the number one factor driving profitability, and it's important. But what we can't do is just walk across the finish line with those cows. And when we think about, and I'll just talk about them, this bruising issue, you know, part of that is this last audit what happened in 2022. It was a really dry year, so there was a lot of cows that went to the market, and they were thinner than normal. And I think there's an opportunity there to take a look at those cows, see if maybe they're candidates to add some flesh to them before they go to the market, so you don't have such big trim losses that are due to bruising. With the full udder issue, we just need to let those cows dry out before they go to market. You know, that was almost half of all the quality defects that were found in this audit among cows was because of full udders, and that's something that I wasn't even aware of. Really, could be a problem, but it is, because it is a contaminant if milk. So the point being, we could let those cows dry out. And the thing again that concerns me most is foreign objects, particularly bird shot. I think that we have some concern that, you know, maybe it's rogue bird hunters. But what we know, and we see this bird shot issue, it's across the United States. But a lot of this is coming from producers using firearms to gather and to move their animals. Now, we as an industry, we can't let that happen. We absolutely have to put a stop to the use of firearms by a very few to move these animals. When this lead gets in the product, we find it through x-ray machines, and we find it through metal detectors in the packing house. It's a significant issue, and there's a lot of lost meat product because of that. So we just have to put a stop to that aspect.
Some of these things that you talk about, you know, there's definitely the aspect of adding value to that cull cow, but at the end of the day, she's also going to be beef on somebody's plate, probably in the form of hamburger, but it's also an animal welfare issue, and we really need to be cognizant of that as an industry, I think. Maybe talk a little bit about making sure that those cull cows are managed in such a way that our image is good and that product is safe.
Yeah, when we think about cull cows, a lot of the times we're talking about cows that are older. They're coming towards the end of their productive life, and we see more issues like lameness. We see more issues as they get older, the possibility of cancer eye and those types of things. And so we just have to be really cognizant of what could go on with those older cows. They matter. We've got to take care of them just like we take care of the calves, and we owe it to those cows to treat them well all the way to the end.
Now, if you want to see all the resources produced on the MBQA or read a summary of the audit, you can find those materials on the website bqa.org.